Hey everybody, how are you doing? I hope everyone's doing well. It is very warm in Lucknow, but hey, that's what the summer season does. I hope you are studying very well for your preparation. We've got some announcements. Let's get started with that and then we can kickstart our game for the day. All right, so comprehensive CAT test prep on Unacademy, 25,000 plus practice questions alone, 25 plus full length mock test for CAT, 60 plus sectional test for CAT, 30 plus batch specific test, 25 full length mock test for OMETs, 30 plus skill builder test, and 30 plus general knowledge test for TISNET, IFT, etc. Guys, we've got a lot going for you. If only you have subscribed to Unacademy, you will find the advantage of all of this that is going on. By the way, okay, the Unacademy Gold 20% price drop is on from 25th to 28th of April. Remember to use AbhiCat Live and subscribe. The prices are on offer. For a 1-year course will be 19,840. For a 2-year course will be 28,880 for plus. For Iconic, a 12-month course will be 31,640. And a 24-month course will be 47,999. So you're going to end up saving a lot of money on this, guys. So do subscribe right away from 25th to 28th of April. You've got 2 days to go. The master batch for CAT 2022 starts 27th of April. The Mission CAT batch starts 27th of April. We've got lovely batches happening, guys. Remember, raise a hand feature, full length mock test, sectionals, GK test, and CAT classes to be completed by November. Guys, our Plus subscription has a lot of features for you. You have unlimited access to teachers, interactive live sessions, structured courses, live tests and quizzes, open house, community, raise a hand feature, ask a doubt feature. All of these features are available in Plus. And of course, on top of that, if you buy our Iconic subscription, guys, then you get the GDPI WAT program, you get one-to-one live mentorship, one-to-one live doubt solving, test analysis, expert guidance, Discord, and all the benefits of Plus also. So Iconic is the next level of Plus. So Plus is the base level, and then on top of it, you can take the Iconic, where you will get a lot of extra things. Unacademy Champions League for CAT 2022. Next one starts 11th of May onwards. The test will be on 15th of May, 12:30, 120 minutes, 66 questions. You've got these prizes: MacBook Air, iPhone XR, Apple AirPods. If you wish to enroll, use this QR code to enroll. Click on this and enroll right away. Remember to use AbhiCat Live. Alright, the CAT skill builder tests are happening. Easy level test, 10 questions to be done in 30 minutes. Puzzles हैं 3rd May को 7 to 7:30, speed maths है 10th May को 7 to 7:30, and vocabulary and grammar है 7 to 7:30, 24th May को. Do enroll for each one of these tests, guys. They're going to be free and a lot of fun. And of course, your Ask a Doubt feature is available on the website, guys. You know you can ask up to 3 doubts at a go, get solutions in your preferred language, and request a review. Simply click, crop, and submit, and you're sorted. Oof, कितने announcements हैं भाई आज? There's just there's just too many announcements today. Let's get started with our session for the day. We are back with the Aeon reading comprehension. Remember to use AbhiCat Live to subscribe to Unacademy and get your 10% off. Also connect with me on Telegram using AbhiCat. Alright, we've got very few words in the article today. छोटा सा article है, interesting सा, and very few words in that too. Revered, of course, means idolized. Legacy, of course, means a gift that you leave for the future generation. Endure is to last. Melange is for mix, and welded is tied together. So just 5 words. Someone who's revered is someone who's very idolized. So, legacy is a gift that you leave. Endure is something that will last, that will stay on for a long period. Melange, of course, is a mix, and welded means tied to something. All right, so those are our words for the day. Primitive communism. What is primitive communism? Very interesting article from the Aeon essays. Let's read up. Karl Marx died on 14th March 1883. At the funeral 3 days later, Friedrich Engels wasted little time on their 40-year friendship. So at the funeral of Karl Marx, Engels did not talk about their friendship, focusing instead on Marx's legacy. So he focused on what Marx had left for the future generations. Just as Darwin discovered the law of development of organic nature, so the way Darwin discovered life, human life evolution, Engels said, so Marx discovered the law of development of human history. So he says that Marx had developed had identified or discovered the development of human history, how history has developed over this period of time. His friend had died, beloved, revered, and mourned by millions of revolutionary fellow workers. From the mines of Siberia to California, in all parts of Europe and America, his name will endure, last, through the ages, and so will his work. And this is what he had said, Engels had said in Marx's Eulogy. Eulogy, you remember, guys, is a speech given on funeral praising someone, right? So it's essentially a funeral speech. So this part of the whatever we are reading here, this portion is essentially the part of the eulogy that Engels had presented on Marx's funeral. Okay. So his name will endure through the ages, and so will his work. Very interesting, huh? Engels made sure of this. In the following years, he devoted himself to organizing and publishing Marx's ideas. So he published them from a melange of fragments and revisions. So there was a lot of mix of fragments and revisions. He produced the second and third volume of Das Kapital in 1885 and 1894. So he took all the notes of Marx, sorted them out, cleared them out, arranged them, and created the second and the third volume of Das Kapital. He meant to publish a fourth, but died before he got to it. So he was not able to do it. It was later published as Theories of Surplus Value. So it was published later and it was called the Theories of Surplus Value. Still, the most peculiar project born from Marx's notes was released a year after his death. So the most peculiar thing that Marx had written was released a year after Marx died. Okay. Engels titled it The Origin of Family, Private Property and the State. So Engels called it The Origin of the Family, Private Property and the State. Okay, so what is the family, what is the private property, and what is the role that the state or the government or the country plays in that? I'll call it the origin for short. The origin is like Yuval Noah Harari's blockbuster Sapiens 2014, but written by a 19th century socialist. So interesting. So they're very parallel. Yuval Noah Harari's Sapiens, very much like the origin, okay, only written by a socialistic writer. A sweeping take on the dawn of property, patriarchy, monogamy and materialism. So he has written everything. So what is property? How do you have it as private property? What is patriarchy? What is monogamy? What is materialism? Everything he has talked about. Like many of its contemporaries, it dashed societies on an evolutionary ladder from savagery to barbarism to civilization. So like many of the other books written at that time, contemporaries at the same time, it does something to societies. So it's probably listing the societies on an evolutionary ladder from savagery to barbarism to civilization. So earlier you were savages, then you became barbarians, and finally you became civilized. So that is the categorization, or I'll say whatever, the journey of civilization. That's what he has categorized it. Although wrong in most ways. Haha. So that's wonderful. He says it is wrong in most ways. The origin was described by a recent historian as among the most important and politically applicable texts in the Marxist canons. So within the books that were written by Marx, this probably is one of the most important and politically applicable texts, or one of them definitely. Shaping everything from feminist ideology to the divorce policies of Maoist China. So this book has shaped so many things. What the feminist ideology should be, what the divorce policies should be, everything they have talked about in this book. of the text legacy. So what the text has left for you, the most popular is primitive communism. So what is that original basic form of communism? The idea goes like this. Once upon a time, private property was unknown. Nobody had personal property. Food went to those in need. So if there was food and somebody needed it, they got it. Everyone was cared for. So everybody got something. Then agriculture arose. So agriculture came by. And with it, ownership over land, labor and wild resources. So when agriculture started happening, now I am farming this land, this belongs to me. That happened, right? So ownership happened. And ownership not just over land, also over labor, also over wild resources. The organic community splintered under the weight of competition, because मैं ज़्यादा उगाऊंगी, तुम कम उगाओगे, ये मेरी ज़मीन है, वो तुम्हारी ज़मीन है. Society split. The story predates Marx and Engels. So this story is actually from before Marx and Engels. Marx has probably just put it together. The patron saint of capitalism. So Adam Smith, who was the father of capitalism, patron saint means the biggest supporter. Okay, proposed something similar. So Adam Smith had also proposed something similar, as did the 19th century American anthropologist Lewis Henry Morgan. So several people have talked about this thing. It's not just that Marx and Engels were the only people, not just the communists, but also the capitalists have talked about this. One American, one Adam Smith, who's the father of capitalism, जो modern economics के father हैं, उन्होंने भी same theory उठाई है. Even ancient Buddhist texts described a pre-state society free of property. So ancient Buddhism also describes this, a situation where there was no ruling, there were no rulers, and there was no private property. But the origin is the idea's most important codification. So this is where everything has been codified or written in a very systematic way. So all of these thoughts did have these thoughts, but लिखा किसने? इन्होंने ही लिखा. The origin, it argued for primitive communism, circulated it widely and welded it to Marxist principles. So it kind of tied together Marxism and communism, right? Today, many writers and academics still treat primitive communism as a historical fact. So they still treat this as a historical fact. That means it did occur. To take an influential example, a big one, the economists Samuel Bowles and Jung Kyu Choi have argued for 20 years that property rights co-evolved with farming. So these are two economists who say that property rights started or evolved with farming. For them, the question is less whether private property predated farming. So the question is not whether private property was already there before farming, but rather why it appeared at that time. So why did the two things happen at the same time? In 2017, an article in the Atlantic covering their work asserted plainly, for most of human history, there was no such thing as private property. तो ह्यूमन हिस्ट्री के बहुत लंबे पीरियड के लिए प्राइवेट प्रॉपर्टी जैसी कोई चीज नहीं थी. A leading anthropology textbook captures the supposed consensus when it states, the concept of private property is far from universal and tends to occur only in complex societies with social inequalities. So when the society is a complex society, when they have social inequalities, that's when you have private property, the haves and the have-nots, those who have property, those who don't have property. Very interesting thought, no? Aeon essays are very interesting because they do bring forward thoughts that we have not thought about, ideas that we've just never considered, and they do it in such a beautiful, simple, easy way that it becomes actually, you know, it kind of crystallizes in your mind at the click of a finger or at the snap of a finger immediately. All right, what is the purpose of the passage? To deny the existence of communism, to introduce the idea of Engels spreading Marx's ideology, to castigate Engels' work on Marx, to applaud those who believe in Marxism. Come on, guys, let's get your answers in. Good morning, everyone. Hi, everybody. I hope you've hit the like button. Dishani, Shri, Shubham, Anurag, Yogesh, Anjali, Amandeep, Pankaj, Priya, Preeti, Gaurav, Rohit, Swaishi, Swati, Abhijit, Anurag, Shubham, wonderful. Good morning, my boys and girls. Happy to have you in class. So the correct answer here, good morning Gaurav. Alright, so to deny the existence of communism, no. To applaud those who believe, but we were not applauding anyone, so no. To castigate Engels, but did the writer really castigate Engels' work? Did he say that Engels' work was ridiculous? No. So yes, to introduce the idea of Engels spreading Marx's ideology, and that's what this passage is kind of doing. It is telling you that, hey, this was Marx's ideology and this is how Engels kind of pushed it forward. So yes, B is going to be the correct answer. All right, which of these is suggested in the passage? Marx's philosophy resonated with other philosophies. Divorce policy of China originated in Marx's theory. Private property predated farming, and the origin is similar to Sapiens. Boys and girls, please hit the like button if you haven't yet done it. You know your likes make my life. Aeon essays, Aeon. If you just go to Google, you will find an Aeon essays site where you have lovely essays and you can just put them together and read them. Wonderful stuff for you guys. So the origin is similar to Sapiens is mentioned in the passage. So of course, this cannot be suggested. Remember, suggested means it has to be inferred, right? It cannot be a fact. So this cannot be the answer. Private property predated farming was also mentioned in the passage, so cannot be my answer. Divorce policy of China also originated in Marx's theory, was mentioned in the passage, so cannot be my answer. So Marx's philosophy resonated with other philosophies. The fact that what Marx has written was also similar to what other philosophies had said. Yes, and this is the one that you can infer from the passage, that Marx's philosophy was same as these philosophies. So correct answer A. All right, let's go to the next one. Which of the following can be the tone of the author in these lines? Although wrong in most ways, the origin was described by a recent historian as among the most important and politically applicable texts in the Marxist canon. Shaping everything from feminist ideology to divorce policies of Maoist China. Is it ironic? Is it disparaging? Is it factual? Is it laudatory? Laudatory means praising. Factual means giving data. Disparaging means saying something bad, criticizing it. And ironic is to show some very funny contrast. That yeah, this was there and this was there. Yes, guys, I think you have picked it up. The correct answer here is irony. Now, why am I saying irony? Is because look at this. Although wrong in most ways, galat hai, फिर भी it was described as the more important and politically applicable text. So isn't it very funny that on one side the writer is saying it is wrong, and then yet on the other side he says it is one of the more politically applicable texts in the Marxist canons. So that irony does exist, guys. There is a beautiful paradox here to be learnt and to be understood, that although it is wrong, it was called a more important or politically applicable text. So when you do have some sort of something like this, a contrast that is very funny, which is unintended and yet has occurred, that's called irony, guys. Okay, so yes, this was an irony, very beautifully mentioned here in these lines. Disparaging, yes, is to belittle. Absolutely, Swayashi. Yes, Nishank, you are right, beta. Absolutely, bilkul. Disparaging essentially is to insult someone, to treat them as inferior. So, yes, why not? Let me write belittle also. Swayashi has said the right thing. All right, fill in the blank. So like many of its contemporaries, it dashed societies on an evolutionary ladder from savagery to barbarism to civilization. So did it idolize, did it praise, did it arrange, did it devolve? Everyone, can you all hit the like button, please? Devolve means to downgrade into something from bad to worse. That's devolve. Evolve means to go from something very basic to very advanced. Devolve will be to go from very advanced to very basic. All right, so it did something to society on an evolutionary ladder. So here is an evolutionary ladder. Oh, what a weird ladder this is. This is the evolutionary ladder. So you arranged societies from savagery to barbarism to civilization, right? So that is what. So you have essentially arranged. So yes, the correct answer will be arranged. Okay, that's the correct answer. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of today's session. I hope you were able to solve all the questions. Let's get your scores in. Guys, today at noon, I'm going to be talking about MBA colleges. Okay. Through CAT. So if you would like to join us at noon, please feel free to come in. Right, there will be a 10-question quiz also at the end of the session, but essentially we're going to be talking about colleges through CAT. So do join, it's going to be good fun. Scores dekh lete hain. Garv 2, Swati 3, volunteered 3, Harsh 3, Shubham 3, Gaurav 2, Preeti 3, Priya 3, Amandeep 4. Very good, Amandeep. Rohit 3, Dishani 4. Very good, Dishani. Amisha 3, Shubham Sethi. Very good, 4. Yes, Nishank, that's a lot for today. Anjali 4, very good. Dheeraj 3.5, how did you get 3.5? Naveen 4, very good. Ajay 3, very good. Avinash 3, Yogesh 4, Satun 2. For anyone who wishes to join, in the description box is a link to my handle on Unacademy. You can find me on Unacademy by my name, or you can search for Abhilasha _S. Okay, on Unacademy, find me, follow me there. My free classes are also mentioned there. Alternatively, you can join my Telegram group by looking for AbhiCat on Telegram. If you look for AbhiCat, you will just find it and then join, and notification is there for today's class. Wonderful, mere bachcho. Also, guys, remember to hit like, share, subscribe and the bell icon. And last but never the least, use my referral code AbhiCat_Live and get your 10% off. This is very important, you guys. It's just life and death. Whatever be the product, you can get it. Remember, CAT Goal is right now offering 20% off from 25th to 28th. If you use AbhiCat_Live, आपको 20% ऑफ मिलेगा. तो बहुत ज़्यादा डिस्काउंट है, प्लीज़ फटाफट सब्सक्राइब कर लो. 28th परसों ही है, today is 26th, you have 2 days. Please subscribe right away, everyone. Thank you so much. I hope you have a nice day. I'll see you at noon. I'll see you at 4 p.m. and I'll also see you at 8:30 p.m. Thank you so much. Adios, mere amigos. Hasta la vista. Do take care of yourself.